Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review of Hell's Paradise, episode 12. Apparently, I guess, I thought there was going to be 12 episodes. I think there's going to be a 13th one coming afterward. So I thought this was at the end of it, because after the way this one ended, I'm like, this is how it ends. Because apparently there is another one coming after this, so 13 episodes in total, I guess. Which, okay, because I'm like, how this episode ended, I'm like, this is how it's going to end. But anyway, which I'm glad it didn't. So I pick it after the very last episode, the last second, where that one Tensa just decapitated the tree's head, right? Which I knew he would still be alive because the head is still talking. So, and so Senta, the guy who I remember the guy's name, the samurai with the glasses, who's the knowledge of all the books and stuff, right? And Yurizura, which I now remember was the ninja girl, her name, and with Sagiri. So this was a really, no, once again, I like how the last episode with the tense fight that Gabby Morrow had with those other guys. Well, here with our three, right, trying to fight this one tense and trying to kill this thing, and It was a really good fight, you know. Just, I mean, with animation, it's still animation is still well done as well. But so with how they're trying to figure out how to destroy this thing, but at the same time, you get like a little punch in the gut the whole time, thinking that the Tensa goes and tells them that, you know, you guys are the first humans to come this far in like about 1,000 years, right? And this guy just goes and casually tells them that there is no elixir of life. You know, they just do that, you know, they just basically experimented on humans just for the sake of it, right? How just now if they're using now those other guys mentioned they're using May for the yin and yang or whatever, but they all just experiment on humans because because anyone who ventured this far out with it, which most of them wouldn't though, right? But they just experiment on humans just for sake of it, right? And this, how Sagiri was like just so shocked, saying how there is no elixir of life this whole time, and just what were they here for anyway, you know? And when she's thinking how Gabby Morrow responds out if he finds out there is no elixir. So they just been fighting, you know, just, you know, brutally, and with Yurizura, the ninja girl. How she when she used this thing before, which at first I didn't understand though, but this is like this stuff that, like, I guess it's poison, I guess though, but when she drinks it makes her like all feel all slimy and stuff like that, like, which makes you think like, oh, well, there's something, another word for I was thinking though, but I ain't saying it. But it's a interesting use as a weapon though, because she can like grab it and like entangle this guy up like it's like a spider's web, right, like with threads. And just try to tear this guy apart though, but the guy can regenerate though. So even Senta, he's like trying to stab this thing repeatedly. Like, shows how he skilled he is. He's just very fast, stabbing, and with no such luck though, right? And Sagiri's asking the tree, say, is there a way to kill it? Saying even though it's a god though, but does this thing have any weaknesses? So, and then with the thing that just no matter like how with the previous fight, like how hard they try, right, until when Gabby Morrow uses Tao to ultimately kill the thing. So with Gary, she like knows like taking like such big deep breaths and just slowly, you know, just when she managed to finally get a cut on the face that doesn't heal though. So, and then there's another weak spot like across the belly and stuff. So they try use the. Sorry about that cut there. I had to sneeze and to blow my nose, so none of you guys don't want to see that. So I had to cut the part there because no one doesn't want to see me sneeze, right? So sorry, but anyway, as I was saying, it's like with the last fight, how many times Gabby Morrow and the other guy tried to kill those things, but until when Gabby Morrow used the towel, right? And so they finally, Sagiri landed a strike, right? But they have to do more than just that, though. So, and and they seem like a Sagiri try to hold the guy from behind, and then while Sagiri, well, first one used that liquid slimy thread. I don't know what she was using, but it was like if you try to use like a spider web to tangle the guy, right? To get the guy's legs, get Senta just try to hold the guy, and then Alton Sagiri would go and make the fatal blow, right, the strike, right, and we see the guy. We see the guy cough up a lot of blood up, so, and thinking like they finally killed the thing, right? Which I'm like, that's not that easy, right? It can't be that easy. But the thing is, though, they think the thing is dead. They take a little break, right? And we get a conversation between Sagiri and Senta, saying how Senta how he likes Yuzura, and well, he has strong feelings for her. He likes how free she is, because we get his backstory. We get his flashback now, right? How he said he wanted to be a painter, but he couldn't do that because he had to live up his obligations as part of this clan, right? Being the samurai's executioner, right? So he couldn't really he had basically to lie to himself the whole time, though. And then when ever since he met Yuzura, so Yuzura, and say how she lies to people all the time, but except to herself, though. And seeing that how he's just ways like him, but still you just can't lie to yourself like that. So he realized that he does like her, though, but it's just like how she's free to do free to say and do what she wants and all that stuff. So without no one telling her what to do, basically. And then the twist, which not what it was. I kind of knew the thing was still alive, right? The Tensen, right? They becomes like a flower creature, then like all the other one. Then, but the thing is, it was gonna go and stab Yuzura, but sadly Senta steps in the way and pushed her out of the way, and then he ultimately gets stabbed himself. So, and then we get this little flashback, which it does with the title of this episode, Umbrella and Ink, which just when he's dying, he's seeing all these decapitated heads. All these decapitated heads are floating around, right? But it ends up turning into flowers, right? And Senta sees Yuzura hold an umbrella, and so that he can draw one more, right? Hence the ink, right? Usually draw with ink, right? He said, I can just draw one more. And then sadly, when he says the dying words, it's like, whatever, just one more, right? We see like his head become like a flower head, basically. And basically, he died standing up. He didn't fall down though. Yeah, sad to say we lost Senta though, but because I was liking that character. I mean, I've been liking all these remaining characters up until this point. I mean, Senta, yeah, he's a guy because he. Maybe because he killed him up because he knows a lot of knowledge, but he's been getting a lot of knowledge about this whole island, right? And he was really intrigued about like all the how with the religions and stuff like that. And sad to say, we had to just had to. We're just sad because it would have been User who would have died though. So he did the heroic thing and pushed her out of the way and let him give his life for her, right? And then we see like his head has become like up here, like his upper half of his head becomes like a bunch of flowers. But yeah, it was. I mean, it's not just all these they killed most of these characters, but there were the last remaining for the past 5-6 episodes. I've been liking these characters from the two brothers, right? With Sagiri, I enjoyed Sagiri. Senta I've been liking with the ninja girl Yuzura. Then the master swordsman who cut his hand off, and then with the one summer that's been with him, wanted to dissect these things, right? Of course, Gabby Morrow, of course, is the star of the show, right? And of course, the blind master now taking care of the girl, right? After she lost her other friend, right? The other samurai that gave his life up. So, and then after that, it becomes like this one big twist. Like we see two upper torsos, right, and the necks kind of stretch up and intertwine, becoming like one freaking head. I'm like, oh, that's like a. This show doesn't shy away from imaging of like how these creatures are made, right? I'm like, that's like a cool, at the same time disturbing image right there. Like two the necks, they stretch out long and then every time becoming one head. And then they think that there's the how else way, because since Gary was using her most of her Tao, right? When you take all those long breaths, it takes a toll on her because she was coughing out blood. And we see a quick we did do a quick scene with the Gabby Morrow. Like he started coughing out blood because he used so much of his Tao, right? It took a toll on him because whenever using it did, which has to be cautious because whenever you use so much of this power, it takes a toll on you physically. Just bleeding, coughing blood or bleeding, right? So they just have to just be careful not to use too much of this power, otherwise it's gonna kill you altogether. But we see quick with Gabby Morrow, like he starts bleeding and he starts coughing up blood right before he starts falling. And then, like I said, quick with Sagari, she was coughing up a little bit because she used a lot of her abilities too. And so with that monster now more transformed, now was gonna spray out on the last two, right? But all of a sudden, the last split second, the blind samurai comes in and saves them. Swift cuts and just saves them at the last second, and that's how the cuts. Then this how this episode ends. And which I'm like, wait, this is how this season's gonna end like that. But it turns out there's actually one more episode afterwards. The way things, like I said, if I thought this was going to end like this, there has to be a second season. There's no way they're going to just end it like that, right? But at least we get one more episode. But I'm just hoping, I'm crossing my fingers, thinking that there'll be a second season. If this last episode now, if our survivors are the last remaining of them are still alive and they still haven't yet faced all the Tenzin, right? They have no choice but to get a second season, and they just can't leave it on a cliffhanger like that, right? They just can't do that. But regardless of this, episode 12 was really, once again, another awesome episode, with Sagari, Yuzura, and Senta, they fought as hard as they could, tried to destroy this thing. Even though they kind of let their guard down, thinking that thing was dead, though, right? If it was me, I don't care if that thing it looks dead, though. I would just keep on stabbing, like, what Senta was, how he uses his quick stabbing ability. I would just keep on stab until the thing is, like, nothing but mulch. Or just break it all to pieces and just toss it someplace else where it doesn't generate altogether, though. So, yeah, because they let their guard down, the thing was able to transform again. And yes, it was sad to see... It was sad to see that Senta sacrificed his life to save Yuzura. So, but it was sad though, because I like these characters, and it sucked to see now him to go, because the knowledge he's been trying to learn about this place, and then we learned about his little thing with Yuzura, though. Not that he has that strong feelings for her, though, but just like how the way her personality was, like I said, she's just a free thinker, doesn't think free to do what she wants, Like how he couldn't be an artist, so he had obligations to fulfill his duties as a Yamada samurai, right? So, but at least he saved her life, though. But yeah, but I really enjoyed it. This is another real, once again, awesome episode. So can't wait to see it for episode 13, though. So. But anyway, that's episode 12 of Hell's Paradise. Once again, thumbs up for this episode. Really awesome episode. Really enjoyed it. So thanks. And like I said, it was just, once again, I had to bring up once again, it was really just not right. It was not right just to tell them there is no elixir alive. We just we just use this stuff to experiment on humans, right? And just Gary's like, oh, there is no elixir. How is Gabby Morrow gonna take this when he finds out, right? That was just cold. It was. Like I said, well, because the Tencent, they have no... Well, these Tencent, they have no shame anyway, so... Why not just say, oh yeah, by the way, there is no elixir of life. Oh well, sorry. He came all this way out here for nothing. They didn't say it that way. That's how I'm saying it. But anyway, regardless of that, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode review for this, and then more for Anime Month as well. Later.